Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Storytime Society. I'm your host Jamie and I'm so happy you're here. I'm so glad you're alive. If you haven't already, please press the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And get your drinks out for story time. I have my Coke Zero here. Jack bought literally like a 35 pack at Costco. I was like, don't do that. I'm gonna drink Coke Zero every day. And lo and behold, I have been drinking Coke Zero every day. So your fault, Jack. The theme of this story is petty revenge, so all stories from the petty revenge, and I know that you guys loved that theme, so we're doing it again. So let's get right into the episode. The title of the first story is Someone Kept Hitting Their Car Door into My Car While I Was in It, so I returned the favor. I was parked in a student parking structure and was stuck on a phone call before heading out. There was an SUV that pulled in next to me, and for a few minutes, one of the girls had her door open while she was looking through the back seat. The door kept banging into my car, and I look over and see that she wasn't paying attention. When all was said and done, her other friend came out from the other side of the car, and they both left. I noticed the friend pointing out that her door was hitting my car, and that's when she looked and saw me sitting in my car. I shook my head at her after seeing that she was chuckling at the situation. Didn't say anything, but I was still on the phone. They were long gone by the time I finished my call, so I pulled my car to park on the other side of her car and proceeded to slam my car door into hers repeatedly until some dents started caving in. My car is super old, so no biggie, but just because it's old doesn't mean people should be careless dicks about it. Anyway, it went fine, and I felt a lot better about the situation overall. That's insane, but honestly, T. I mean, I don't think I would do that because I would just feel so bad, and I also am like so terribly afraid to get in trouble that it would haunt me in my dreams for years on end for the rest of my life. So I wouldn't do that. But there is an edit and it says, yes, this is a real story. No, I don't give an F about karma on Reddit, lol. I was on the phone with my provider after being on hold for a long time to go over my labs. So no, I sure as hell didn't hang up for that. The event happened months ago and I no longer go on that campus. Sorry if it bothers you that I got away with it. Hope that addresses all the frequently asked questions, and I'm glad this is a space for y'all to share similar horror stories too. I've never had that happen. I mean, I've definitely had people like hit my cars and like put like dent my cars and stuff, but I've always had old cars that I didn't ever care about. So like I just didn't really care. Like I honestly was just like whatever, it's fine. And I would just be like go on with my day. I don't really care that much, and that's like why I feel like I love having old cars so much, because then I don't ever have to worry about if like someone accidentally hits it or something and there's like a dent. I'm like I really couldn't care less. Or if someone like keyed my car or something, I don't know, I just wouldn't care. But I get why she would care 100%, because like I don't think that just because it's an old car that's like gives them the right to just be slant, like that's so disrespectful to do that outright. This isn't like that related, but so last year I walked this dog every single day, and I walked him twice a day, okay? So one day it was storming like insane. The wind was, I swear to God, I felt like a tornado. Like I could have been picked up like Dorothy in fucking Wizard of Oz and been brought to some, I don't even remember where she was brought, but we ain't in Kansas anymore. That's how I felt. Like I was literally being gusted away by the wind, and it was crazy. My car, okay, my Volkswagen Bug, the doors are, because it's just a two-door car, so the doors are super long. So like if you open it, you're most likely hitting the car. If you open it all the way, you're most likely hitting the car next to you 100%. And I opened my car door that day. It flings. I'm not kidding you. I thought my door was going to fling all the way off and be ripped off of my car. That's how hard it flung into the car next to me. And it was stuck. It literally stuck in this person's car door. So I had to like unhinge it and be like, oh, like I had to like forcefully take it out of this person's car. It was terrible. I was like, oh my fuck. I have to pay for that. What am I going to do? So I waited for the guy to come out, and I was like, I'm so sorry. My door got stuck, and like it literally flew. The wind made it fly into your car. And then I ended up having to pay like $700-800 for that. And I was like so annoyed, especially because the guy was so annoying. the guy, like, I was like, okay, obviously I could have driven away and been like, whatever, because he didn't come out of, like, I was there for about 2 hours, okay, waiting. I think he was at work or something nearby. And of course I could have driven away, but like, I don't know, that's just not me. And like, I don't know if it's just my guilty conscience or I'm really scared to get in trouble or what. I also was like, if I don't know, I would just feel bad. I would feel really bad. So it was like, I gotta wait for him. And I know that's not like, oh, I'm such a good Samaritan because I hit someone's car door and then I waited for him to come out. But he was really annoying. Like, he called me nonstop after that. And he was like, there was definitely a language barrier. So, like, I kind of blame it on that a little bit. But he was very much calling me 5 times a day. And I'm like, okay, I actually have other things to do, not just like taking care of getting your car fixed. I will pay. I was like, I will pay for your car to get fixed. Go take it to this place. They fix dents and I will pay for it. I will go to the place and pay for it. He wanted me to send him money through Zelle. He's like, send me $2,000 through Zelle. That's how much it's going to be, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, okay, now I'm not trying to get scammed. I was like, no, I will go to the place and pay for it. Ended up being like $700. And so he was definitely lying and trying to get me to send him more money for it. But he also was like, you need to take me to pick up my car. He's like, it's your responsibility to pick me up and take me. This random man who was like probably 50 years old, don't know him at all. He's like insisting that I need to take him to go pick up his car. And I'm like, sir, I am not comfortable with having a random man I don't know in my car. Like, I don't do Uber for a reason because I'm scared of people and more specifically men. So, but anyways, that was like such a long tangent. Anyways, let's read some comments. This person said, I actually had the same thing happen. I was sitting in my car waiting for my wife, and this dumb F dude parks next to me, gets out of his car, and bangs his door into my passenger side door. I would have been okay with it. Accidents happen. I get it. But this asshole looks right at me and gives me the stink eye like he's the one being put out. So yeah, his car got dinged that day. I had someone bang their car door into mine while I was sitting it. They clearly didn't give an F that it happened. I backed out of my spot and paused behind their vehicle, rolled down my window, and took a photo of their license plate while they were still standing next to their vehicle. The look of pure panic on their face was all I needed. I do that all the time, actually. It's like a sly way of being evil, I feel like, because if someone will like ride my ass or like they're super recklessly driving and it's like deterring me from driving, I will literally, like, if I meet them at a stoplight, I'll act like I'm, like, taking a picture of their license plate. I will take one, but I'm not going to do anything with it. Unless it's, like, a drunk driver and I'm, like, calling the fucking, hello, come pick this person up. Because some people really do be drunk driving and it's actually really scary. And you can tell, like, why are you swerving in and out of lanes? I mean, I guess if you're texting and driving too, that's, like, the same effect. It's definitely looks the same, but it's crazy. This person said, I had the same thing happen. A truck dude that looked like Joe Dirt ate Joe Dirt. Okay. Shooting a nasty look when I looked at him. Thankfully, my friend's son forced me to take some of his extra sticker sheets during one visit, and I stuffed them into my glove box, so Joe got some nice new scratches on his truck and rainbow and dinosaur stickers. Okay. I don't know why, but that was so hard for me to read. What's crazy is, oh, there's this movie on Netflix, and I forget what it's called, but it's like deters me 100% from ever being like a road rager. I mean, I'm not really a road rager, but sometimes people will piss me off and I will be like, oh my God, the way that I wish I could literally. But it's because some people are so mean while driving that I'm like, you deserve to be flipped off, sir. Like, why are you riding my ass? Number one, being crazy. Like, some people are so crazy, especially like men in trucks. And so I will like flip them off. But then sometimes I deter myself. I'm like, wait, I actually shouldn't flip them off because they probably have a gun. And there's this movie on fucking Netflix. Is it like Unhinged or something like that? I don't know. But this guy is insane. And he's a road rager and he follows people around all day and just kills them in like, if you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. But it's crazy. Okay, the title of the next story is Cause an accident because you're too special to wait in line? That's cool. I'll be a witness for the other's driver's insurance. I have to make a left turn at an intersection where the line to make that turn backs up at least half a mile every workday. It's about a 15-minute wait when it's bad and about 10 minutes in normal traffic. A lot of people skip that line and cut off drivers who wait patiently to turn. It gets hazardous when those same idiots literally force their way into the turn lane, regardless of another vehicle already existing in that space. Early last week, some dipshit literally just shouldered my car out of the way. They saw me. They heard my horn. They kept merging. I avoided that accident and carried along with my day, although I was incredibly irritated. 3 days later, some dipshit tries to do the same thing on the truck behind me. A woman in a mid-sized sedan decided that she was getting in the left turn lane come hell or high water. Unfortunately for her, the lane she was merging into was already occupied by a full-size pickup. She probably would have realized that if she had looked where she was going, but she didn't. She hit the truck, of course. It damaged her car, of course. Nothing major, just knocked her mirror off. I watched the whole thing because that truck was directly behind me. Her head never turned. She was looking straight ahead as she collided with that truck. Something about her body language and the fact that she pulled her phone out to record the truck after the accident she caused told me she was a Karen. I just knew she was going to lie her ass off to avoid fault. Now, my tiny bit of petty revenge. I gave the truck driver my cell phone number, told him I saw it all, and offered to share my observations with the cops or the insurance company. This was not the same car that almost hit me earlier in the week, but it was the same entitled bullshit attitude. The truck driver's insurance called me the next day, and I told them exactly what I saw. It was enough information to exonerate the truck driver and put fault on the dipshit in the sedan. I don't know what happened after that call, and I really don't care. I got my petty revenge against one of those drivers. I would do the same thing because I feel like honestly, you're like helping that person out as well, and then I feel like that makes you like feel good, and then you're like, okay, let me just help this person out because that's really annoying. And then not only that, but then you're like getting revenge and you feel just like, oh, what does it mean? Like vindicate. What does it mean? That's not what I meant. What is the word? Is what I meant. Vindicated for like what happened to you, even though it wasn't the same person. I don't know. Let's read some comments. Good on you, but a 15-minute queue to make a turn is fucking insane. Someone should fix that. This is going to keep happening until they do. I was thinking the same thing. Perhaps a call to the city's engineering department or another department could put a left turning light up there. Good job, OP. OP said there are 2 dedicated left turn lanes with traffic lights. There's really not much that can be done. There's always something that can be done. Unfortunately, in this case, that sounds like refactoring the intersection into an interchange with exit ramps instead of traffic lights, and those tend to take both more space and more money than a traffic light. I mean, I don't know. I guess if you're riding there every single day and you get really annoyed with that, then yeah, that would definitely be worth it because that's like a long time to wait. It's just crazy because you're like, they are all, I mean, a lot of them are obviously like going around and when you're not really supposed to, which is crazy because I would never do that unless like I seriously got so annoyed one day, but I always get so scared that I'm going to get in trouble that I just like never feel like I can do anything like that. Like I'll see cars like driving on the, I don't even know if there's like traffic and they'll be driving on like the side, the, what is it? The shoulder of the highway. And I'm like, I've done that like once because I was gonna be really late to work, even though it's like, why is it my fault that there's actually 900 cars right here and I left 30 minutes early? How is that my fault? You know, like it's supposed to take me like 15 minutes to get to this workplace. When I used to work at this marketing place, it was supposed to take me like 15 minutes with like regular traffic. And then it takes me like 35, 40 minutes. And I'm like, I can't, am I going to leave an hour early for this place that's 15 minutes away? Like, please just give me some grace. I feel like if I was a boss, I would give people so much grace because I don't know, I would, but I wouldn't because obviously they're like, it depends. Okay. If you're a good employee and you get all your work done and you're like very well mannered and everything, I feel like I'd be so lenient with like when you can come into work and when you're late and stuff. Like, whatever, get your work done. That's all that really matters. I don't really care if you're sitting at your desk for exactly 8 hours or whatever the BS is. But obviously, if it's like someone that's never doing their work and they're like so, or they have a shitty attitude or just not a good employee, and they're not doing their work, especially like first and foremost, then I would be like, no, if you're late, like you're in trouble. 3 strikes and you're out. Okay. Next title is My Neighbor Poisoned My Cats. It Got Personal. This was several years ago, but it's time I come clean and share this story. It was the 80s. I had a neighbor who hated my cats. She would frequently complain that they were leaving themselves behind her bushes and would even collect it and leave it at our doorstep. When that didn't get a response, my mother told me she brought a coffee can, not even filled, with cat poo. They were neighborhood outside cats, and it's typical cat behavior. This girl was a hater of all animals. We would frequently see her running off birds and squirrels just for being in her yard. Over a period of a few months, my cats had sudden organ failure, and the vet suspected poisoning. It was a mystery to us until we heard from another neighbor that she was bragging about poisoning our cats with antifreeze. When I got confirmation that it was indeed she who poisoned my cats, I took matters into my own hands. I went to the local feed store and bought a 10-pound bag of birdseed as well as a 5-pound bag of walnuts. That night, shortly after midnight, when the lights had been off in her house, I spread the contents all over her lawn and bushes. The next day was a pandemonium, and I'm pretty sure she was a nervous wreck. I never made the same mistake of admitting to the neighbors what I had done, but honestly, I don't think anyone else cared. Not long after that, I joined the US Navy, and whenever I came home on leave, I would check to make sure she still lived there, and I would do it again. Edit to add, I see a lot of people applying their current point of view to the way we did things in the 80s. I know times change, and I have evolved with that change, but I absolutely refuse to apologize for the way we did things in the 80s. I don't really understand what people are saying about that. I don't think that that's that crazy. Like, that's what you get, girl. Also, the fact that she hates animals and she runs off birds and squirrels for being in their habitat, like, oh, sorry, they're living their lives. Like that'd be like if I came in your house and was like, shoo, shoo, running you out of your own house. Sorry. That's actually so rude to me. Like, why are you going to take time out of your day? Just stay in your house, lock your door if you're really that scared of a little squirrel coming in your house and like, oh, how is he getting in there? First of all. Second of all, are you really that scared? Like, come on. You see squirrels every day. Like really. Bunnies, birds, like they're just living their lives. They really don't care about you. They don't give a shit about what you're doing in your house. So sit on your couch and like watch some TV and mind your business. Because that's literally what they're doing. They're just trying to survive. That's just crazy. I mean, that's honestly so. I would love to have seen that. Why do I kind of want to do that in my yard? Like, I want all the birds and squirrels to come eat in my yard. That's so cute and fun. I would feel like Snow White. But that's wild that she would. I would do something way worse than that if someone killed my cats. Are you kidding? I would antifreeze put in her coffee. I'd be like, oh, I made you some coffee this morning. Want it? Poison. Sorry. An eye for an eye. What are you going to do about it? I mean, I'd probably go to jail, but like, you're going to kill my cats? That's a criminal offense. That should be a criminal offense. So, also, why can't I do the same thing to you then if you think that's okay? I'll give you some coffee with a little bit of antifreeze. No, just joking. I would actually never do that, obviously. I'm not a murderer. I would never kill anyone. But, unless you touch my cats. No, actually, though, I think I would go insane in the membrane. Like, someone would have to lock me up if someone actually poisoned my cats and, like, on purpose killed them. I don't know if I would be okay. I would probably go crazy. Like, I would be so insane. Okay, that's the end of the story time. We're going to move on to the advice segment. So if you ever want an unprofessional advice from me, the advice form is in the description below. It's a Google form and I leave it completely anonymous, so you don't have to worry about any of your information being given out other than what you write. But give me as much detail as possible and I'll try to help as much as I can. Okay, this one says, hi, I love your videos. So my best friend, I'll call her Jay, just blocked me everywhere and I'm not sure if I was in the wrong. Some backstory, I met Jay after I had a falling out with a friend who had bullied me and been really rude to me for years. Jay stood up to her at the time and we quickly became close, so I cut off that toxic friendship. The issue is Jay stayed friends with that same girl, even though she knew how badly she treated me. This girl constantly talked bad about me to Jay, and Jay never defended me. I told her multiple times that their friendship made me uncomfortable, but she always insisted on staying friends with her. Recently, I brought it up again and told Jay how much it bothered me that she was still close with someone who bullied me for years and still talks badly about me. Instead of responding, she just blocked me everywhere. Was I overreacting or was I justified in feeling this way? So justified, are you kidding? No. Also, your best friend is not as much of a best friend as you think she is, because a best friend wouldn't be friends with someone that bullied you. Like, my best friend in high school I was ride or die for that girl. Like, literally, sh- if she was invited somewhere or whatever, like, I wasn't going there because hi guys! Sorry to interrupt, but if you want extra content weekly, go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/storytimesociety. If you want to listen on Spotify because you're trying to fall asleep or you're driving, then head to the link in the description. And if you're there and you don't mind, please rate me 5 stars on there. It really helps with the algorithm. And then the last thing is we have a subreddit linked below. We have a lot of things linked below, but the subreddit, you can share any stories that you want to share. Okay, thanks. Love you guys. Okay. So I was best friends with this girl. She passed away a couple years ago, and her name was Mandy. And we were like so close in high school. She was my best friend of all time. And I also had this friend group. Like, we had separate friends. We had like friends that we were friends with. No, we had separate friends for the most part, but we also had like a group of friends that we were both friends with. And so I had like a group of friends, but I would like not, if we were having like a party or a dinner party or anything as a group, I'd be like, yeah, as long as Mandy can come. And if they, like, one time they did say, oh, we just wanted to like hang out with you and just have it be like a, like an exclusive thing with just like the group, the people that are like part of the friend group. And I was like, okay, then I'm not coming. Like, if Mandy can't come, I'm not coming because I didn't enjoy my life without her. Like, I don't want to do it. I'd rather sit at home with Mandy and have a giggle fest together because we would have the most fun. We would laugh so much. She was so funny. And I feel like we were just like so silly together, and just everything we did was just so stupid and silly. I'd be like, no, and they weren't even bullies to her. Like, they were friends with her, but they just didn't see her as close as me, I guess, because I was like friends with them before she was friends with them. So I don't know. You know what I mean? I feel like in high school it's like that. It's like whatever. You want to keep your friend group to like what your friend group is. And that's like, I don't know if you can be like a part of my friend group. And I don't know. But yeah, I was literally like, girl, I'm not coming. I'm going to hang out with Mandy then because I'm sorry. Like, I love you guys, but this is my best friend. Like, I love her. She's my actual like ride or die, my best friend ever. And I would pick her over any of you. Sorry. Sorry. Like, none of them were my best friends. They were all just like friends. We were just like friends, and that's fine. Not everyone has to be your best friend, but then they were like, okay, she can come. And I was like, thank you. Thank you. So if someone was bullying my best friend, I would have literally had a I would have gone crazy on them. I would have absolutely gone bonkers, bananas. And I think that there's not even an ounce of me that would want to be associated with someone that was bullying my best friend. I mean, that would have been so out of the question, not even funny at all. We did like, I feel like it's so normal in high school to like come in and out of friendships with people, but there was this one girl that we were friends with for like years, and we were both like really good. We were probably both like pretty similar amount of friends with her. I don't know how to explain it, but I was friends with her for a while, and then she was friends with her as well. And she was like really toxic, so we both ended up like deciding to cut her off, which sounds like it's like bullying because it's like you're both deciding to stop being friends with someone at the same time. I don't know. It's like it can feel like someone's ganging up on you, but it's just because like there was no way we as best friends were going to one of us was going to be friends with some like toxic girl that one of us had beef with, but in this case it was like both of us kind of had beef with her. because she just like wasn't that good of a friend. She was actually a really bad friend. You know, like those friends that flirt with every guy that ever comes around, and it's like you're in a group and you hang out with guys, and the one guy that you say you're interested in, they're like all up on, and you're like, wait, I swear I told you an hour ago like I was interested in him, and then now you are obsessed with it. She did that with every guy. Every guy. And it was ever since we were in like 6th grade she did this. It was crazy. And it wasn't just a me thing. Like everyone felt this way. Everyone that was friends with her. She did this to everyone. It was always so crazy because it was such like it was almost like it was intentional, but I don't think that it was. I think it was like subconscious that she just wanted that guy to like her. Like it was a competition almost. Like, no, you need to like me. You need to give me the attention. And she would be like, she was the biggest flirt. She was really good at flirting. So she would pull out all the tricks when we were hanging out. And I was like, I remember in like 8th grade, I had the biggest crush on this guy and I had hooked up with him. And that's crazy to say. 8th grade hooking up, crazy. Not like sex, but whatever 8th graders do when they hook up. And I was in love with this guy. I was in love. Okay. All my friends knew I was obsessed with this guy. Like, I would always invite him to hang out with us because I liked him. What does she do? We're in the back of this car. She gets on top of him and starts making out with him in front of me. The way that my heart literally crinkled into 1 million pieces after that, I was devastated. Actually, in the way that I stayed friends with her for years after that. And like, we're still friends, but like, if I saw her, obviously, I'm a 27-year-old now, so it's like way different. I was what? I don't even know how old are you in 8th grade, like 13 or whatever. So obviously, that was so long ago, and it's like, whatever, I don't really care now. But I can't believe I stayed friends with her like all throughout high school and everything because it just didn't, I don't know. She was like, she would gaslight almost into making it seem like it wasn't that big of a deal, like whatever. And this guy, it's not like he wanted to date me or anything. Like he was not gonna date me at all. I don't know, but it was crazy. It was crazy. I was like, there's no way you're making out with this guy that I literally am obsessed with, and you know this, and all my friends know this, in front of me, next to me, while I'm in the back seat. That was wild. Like, wild, actually. I'm going to do another advice question. This says, am I the asshole for sleeping with my ex situationship's friends? For context, I'm 19 female and my ex situationship, we'll call him Jack, is 18 male. Jack and I were talking for around 6 months. While that might not sound like a lot, I'm a pretty non-committal and I was very invested in the relationship. He prefaced from the start that he doesn't do relationships, but I, of course, have a savior complex thinking I could fix him. We continued talking after a few months passed, and we were still talking. I assumed it was progressing. However, he went on vacation, and I found out he slept with multiple women there and had no shame in telling me. After that, I thought it was okay to do what I wanted as well, even though we both spoke about respect and exclusivity. Clearly, he couldn't do that, so at a party with all his friends, one of them kissed me, and we continued hooking up a few more times. However, I stopped due to guilt. His friends then went on to tell me to leave him because apparently he was hooking up with other girls and not telling me about it. I didn't leave him. I ended it with him multiple times after realizing it wasn't going anywhere, but I was so attached that I kept going back. I finally ended it for the last time after I felt very disrespected by him during another vacation. However, this time I called him an immature asshole, and clearly he took it to heart because he didn't forgive me after I tried to get him back, saying that he can't be with someone who disrespects him, as if he wasn't sleeping around for the 6 months we were a thing. I get that I did it to him as well, but that's only because I thought it was okay because of what he was doing. I still have feelings for him and we still hook up, but we're not a thing anymore. Whenever I try to hook up or talk to anyone else, I get grossed out because all I think about is Jack, although it's been 3 months since it ended and we were never technically in a relationship. Recently, I got drunk and slept with one of his other friends, which he isn't aware of. He doesn't know about either of them. I feel so guilty, although my friends tell me I'm not in the wrong. I still want him back, even though it's probably never going to happen, but I'd have to be committed if he did the same thing to me. So, am I the asshole? Or am I just overthinking? You're for sure just overthinking. You can do whatever you want. And he's going to go around and do whatever he wants. Then I don't really see any problem with you going and hooking up with whoever you want to hook up with. And his friends are hooking up with you too. It's not like you were only hooking up with them. So it's like, who's really in the wrong here? Honestly, if anything, hook up with all of them. Who cares? And I get the feeling of like getting grossed out because like when you're trying to get over someone, you just it's always in the back of your head and you're always like, ugh, ew, ew. You just like find everyone disgusting. That feeling definitely goes away, but you really got to like try not to talk to him because that's the biggest thing that's going to help you get over him is just like no contact. And even if you like see him, I would just like honestly act like he doesn't exist from now on because I think that's the only way that you're going to get over him. I truly think that that's like the best way to get over someone is just to like act like they don't exist if you see them and don't talk to them ever again because nothing good is going to come out of it. He doesn't want a relationship. He's clearly not like a good guy. He just wants to, which is like it's fine because obviously he let you know that, but then like to continue being with you when he knew that you were like catching feelings and I'm sure he knew that like it was more than that, and yet he's still, I don't know. I would just say like screw him and don't like never, even if he wanted to come back and like wanted to like date you or whatever, I don't like, I genuinely warn you, don't take him back. You will find someone so much better that won't do any of that to you, and it will be easy, and it won't have to be like so complicated him like hooking up with people even though you thought that you guys were exclusive, because that's so annoying. And I know how you feel because this is like, I've gone through this so many times growing up in high school and college, like so annoying. And it's like one of my biggest pet peeves, but it's guys are so annoying. And especially at this age, for the most part, all they want to do is hook up with girls. And it's like, honestly, I mean, I don't know. It's true though. That's all they want to do. And it's just so annoying. It gets so annoying, and especially when they're like when you're like hooking up with someone. I had a friend, like I had a guy that I was hooking up with in through all throughout high school. We were never ever ever like talking or anything, but like I definitely like caught feelings for him for no reason at all, other than probably just like we would hang out and hook up, and like he would go sleep with other people all the time, so I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to sleep with other people. But then at the same time, it was like, okay, wait. I stopped hooking up with him for a little bit because I was just scared that I was going to get like a disease. And I didn't want to get a disease from him because then I was hearing that he was hooking up with this one girl that rumored she might have had herpes in our school. And I was like, okay, if he's hooking up with some girl that everyone thinks has herpes, never hooking up with that man again. Like, goodbye. Goodbye. Good night. See you never ever again because you're so crazy for that. And he definitely knew and he heard that rumor. I don't know, maybe he like there's no way he would like make her get tested though. So it's kind of crazy to like hook up with someone that is rumored to have herpes. Like that's actually wild to me. I would never ever ever do that in my life. It's just crazy. Boys that age are actually insane and so annoying. And it's crazy that his name is Jack because that's my boyfriend's name. And now I'm kind of mad at my boyfriend for nothing. Now I'm kind of mad at my boyfriend for having the same name as this guy that's screwing you over. But honestly, I feel it's just so normal to go through things like this at this age, and and I'm not saying that you should let someone treat you that way though. I'm saying that like a lot of girls go through this and it's not like anything's wrong with you or like you know, cuz sometimes you can feel like that and it's like, "Oh, well, why does that girl have a boyfriend but like I don't?" or something. I don't know. I don't know, you might not feel that way, but I know that like I felt that way a lot when I was younger and I'd be like, "Wait, am I okay?" Like I think I was just picking the wrong guys though because I was picking all the guys that honestly though, I'm glad I didn't have a boyfriend like throughout high school. I had one boyfriend that was like serious for high school, and that didn't end well, but I am glad that I didn't get another boyfriend after that. I mean, there was no one that I was like super super interested in dating ever after that, and it also took me about 2 years to get over that ex, which was crazy because that's longer than our relationship lasted. That's about 4 times longer than our relationship lasted. And actually, it's crazy because the other day I was going through my old Finsta, and I found these like, okay, first of all, I found so many text messages from when, because I used to post them. Like, if you guys had a Finsta, you know that you just like shit post so much. I would shit post so much, especially when I was going through my breakup in college. When I broke up with my ex in college for the first time, and I have all the screenshots posted to my story so I can look at it on my archives. So it was actually insane because this was like when we broke up for the first time ever. We had dated for 2 years and I broke up with him. And because he was like literally the shittiest boyfriend ever in the world. Actually, it was insane. So I finally broke up with him. And of course, he's like victim. He's trying to make himself the victim. And it was crazy. And I broke up with him for a good like 2 or 3 months. And I like didn't talk to him. I basically ghosted him for the most part. But the first time he ever bought me flowers is this time, like this exact time when I broke up with him. He, for 2 years, he didn't buy me a single flower. He didn't pick me a single flower. He didn't do anything. It was actually insane. But during this breakup, he delivers flowers to my house because it was during the summertime. So it was like sophomore going into junior year of college. And he was back home in the northeast, whatever, New England. And so he delivers flowers to my house. He writes me like a 5-page letter about how much he loves me and all this stuff. And then I go home for like 2 weeks this summer. I'm at my mom's house. He delivers a Gucci belt. A Gucci belt. He's never bought me a present in our 2-year relationship, but then when we're broken up, I'm getting showered with love and gifts. And I'm like, wait. So then I feel like that's what started our toxic cycle of like breaking up a lot because I was like, oh, so I have to break up with you to like get anything out of you. Okay. Which I'm not saying that's a good thing. Like, I definitely shouldn't have ever gone back with him, but I did for another 2 years after that. It was the worst relationship ever. But he got me a fucking Gucci belt. It was like crazy. I still have it to this day because I don't buy myself designer ever. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that until the day I die, probably. It was actually insane because he wasn't like rich or anything. I mean, his parents were, but his parents just like it's not like they gave him money to buy me a Gucci belt, but he was like working a lot that summer, I guess. So he literally bought me that and sent it to my house. I was like, what the hell do you think I'm gonna get back together with you just because you buy me a Gucci belt? And I still was like not taking him back after that. But then finally, like school was starting and he was like, can we please talk and blah blah blah. And then that's when we got back together, which was actually so annoying. So stupid of me. I can't believe I still dwell on that. Like we broke up what 5 years ago, 4 years ago. I don't know. But I was gonna say something about my ex from high school. I dated this guy. Let me think. I was in high school 2012 to 2016. So I dated this guy my sophomore year. So 2013 or 2014. I dated this guy. Okay. He was 2 years older than me. He was a senior. I was a sophomore. And when I was like a sophomore in college, he Snapchatted me that he missed my booty. My booty. Like, he's like, I miss you and your booty. And I was like, ew, that's disgusting. But I found that the other day on my Finsta. And I was like, what the hell? I messaged him back. I was like, you told me to kill myself when we broke up. So why are you sending me this? This is so weird and crazy of you. Men are crazy. And it's wild because they always come back. I'm not kidding. Every guy that I've ever talked to always ended up coming back. And like, the thing is, too, is like, even guys that I didn't even like date, but I just like kind of talked to in high school, always they ended up coming back and being like, please give me a chance. Wild. But that's just them. Because, I mean, it makes sense. It's fine to like not want to date someone, but it's not fine to like mess with someone's emotions and you know what I mean? And that's usually what they do for the like 90% of guys did that to me, at least, especially at that age. But yeah, that's all I really have to say, other than my mom's in town and she's been here for a week today. And then she's staying for another week. And Jack's birthday is this weekend. So I'm having like a little pizza party for him. I want to make it like cute and like themed, like a pizza, like red, checkered, and then I'm gonna make like a bunch of his favorite desserts, and I don't know, I just want it to be cute, like, and just like a vibe. So I'm really excited. This weekend, we went to the pool. My sister was here with my niece on Thursday, so we went to the beach that day. And then the next day we went to breakfast and the pool. And Jack took off work to hang out with us, which was really nice to get to hang out with him. And then on Saturday, me and Sam, my mom, and Jack all went to the pool, and me and Sam got so drunk. It was really fun though. But it was at my my apartment pool, and it was so annoying because okay, I feel like when you're at a pool, like when you're at a community pool, especially one like that's my neighborhood's kind of it's like a mix of young and old, but it's definitely compared to my old apartment, definitely way like older and more mature and like it's more in the mature neighborhood. Like my last neighborhood was very much all young kids, like all people from college, and so it made sense. Okay, sorry. I had to take a call cuz Jack's grandma was calling me, but I forget what I was saying, but I always get nervous when someone calls me that usually doesn't call me because I'm like, well, I kind of knew it was about his birthday, but I always get nervous because I'm like scared that it's like an emergency or something, so I'd like have to answer. I was not gonna answer, but then I was like, wait, I kind of have to because what if like something happened or something? I don't know. But yeah, so I don't know what I was saying, but about Jack's birthday. I don't know, but it was really fun. It's gonna be fun. I hope I'm gonna get like his favorite pizza and all of his favorite desserts, and his family's gonna come over. My mom's gonna be here. It's gonna be fun. I hope. And then I don't know if we're gonna go out or what. Whatever he really wants to do, we'll do. But he doesn't really like going out, so I highly doubt we'll be going out. I don't know, unless he gets drunk though, because he will want to go out if he gets drunk, and he never drinks. So he's definitely drinking on his birthday. I'm like, I mean, obviously it's fine if he doesn't. He doesn't have to if he doesn't want to, but I know that he wants to like drink on his birthday. So I'm like, you are drinking on your birthday. I'm gonna get some drinks and it's gonna be fun. And if you want to go out and like have fun with your friends or something, we can do that. And yeah, but I don't really have anything else to say. That's really all. There's nothing that crazy other than my sister came here and it was fine. It was fine. It was just like she was kind of anxious the whole time and she was kind of fighting with my niece the whole time. And they're kind of like sisters because I don't really know why actually because they're not like close in age or anything. It's like she had my niece when she was like 26. So, but they're very much like sisters. They fight like sisters. And so it was like, I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. I'm pretty used to it. Like, I don't really get upset about that kind of stuff. I kind of just like live my life and that's whatever. I'm used to the way that it is. Like, I grew up with my sister, so I'm used to everything that comes with hanging out with my sister. And my sister's great, okay? Don't get me wrong. I love my sister to death. But, you know, everyone has their thing. And I really want her to get on medication. That's the one thing that I was trying to talk to her about because she would be like, she'd cry from her anxiety. And I'd be like, girl, that's actually not normal. Like, you don't have to live that way every day. Trust me. You can find a medicine that works for you and it will get so much better, even if it doesn't get like 100% better. No one's always going to be 100% better. So I'm like, you need to find something that works for you. Otherwise, what is gonna like something bad is gonna happen and you're not gonna want to. I don't know, it just scares me because obviously like feeling that amount of anxious is just not a normal thing and that's not something that you should just accept for your life. I feel like you just need to get help, but like she says nothing works for her. She's like, oh, I tried that medicine, but for me I'm like, did you really try it though? Because did you try it for 30 days until it actually kicks in and then like consistently take it? And then not only that, but like she takes other substances as well. So I'm like, I don't know if that I don't know how does that interact with medication? Probably not well. You're probably not supposed to take that. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. But then she's like, yeah, all that medication, it doesn't work for me and blah blah blah. And then therapy doesn't work for me and then this and this, everything doesn't work for her. So I'm like, something has to work for you. I think you just maybe aren't like trying as hard as you should be. I don't know. I don't want to blame it on her, obviously, but she's tried like 7 different medications, but I'm like, one medication has to work for you, right? after 7 medications, you didn't find one medication that worked for you a little bit. And then I'm like, okay, well, maybe therapy, maybe talk therapy will help. No, therapy doesn't work. Therapy doesn't help me. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do, because anything that I say, it maybe is going to help you. You're just going to say, that doesn't work for me. I tried it. But like, ugh, I don't know. Whatever. It's just hard when it feels like someone doesn't want to be helped and then you like want to help them and they're struggling so much, but they won't accept help. So, yeah. Anyways, that's all I have to say, but I love you guys and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know your thoughts on anything you want to tell me your thoughts on. I'm going to probably film 2 episodes after this, because since my mom is here this week, I kind of just want to like stack up on episodes so I don't have to film as much and I don't have to be like away as much, because I want to be able to spend as much time with her as possible. But I love you guys and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.